Welcome to the Faster, Easier, Better show with your hosts LeeSilber and Ellen Goodwin. This podcast is short, fun, and jam-packed with good ideas that you can start using right away. And here's your hosts, Lee and Ellen.
Welcome to the Faster, Easier, Better show. I'm Ellen Goodwin, along with my co-hosts,
LeeSilber.
Wow, that's a lot of energy right there. Where'd that come from?
Momentum, baby. Momentum.
The big mo.
Mm-hmm. The big mo.
Oh, right. Well, why do you got so much momentum?
Well, just the audience probably doesn't need to know all this, but we don't do each show once a week. We do 3 or 4 at a time. So we've already had one show in the can. That was getting me in the mood and in the swing of things. We should always throw that first one away, by the way, and then just move on. But now we're cooking with gas.
Here we go. There we go. Yeah, momentum. You know, you get up in the morning, you knock a couple things off your list, or you just do things with energy, and that momentum can propel you through the day and make your day great.
I couldn't agree more. I sometimes we say, you know, if you could just get these 3 things done before lunch, your whole day is better, you know. And
exactly.
For slackers, you know, it's just one thing, but that's all right. As long as you're getting, you know, that key thing done. There was a book that was very popular, and it was, you need to get these 6 things done, I think before lunch. But that's old. It was old. It came out in the 70s.
Okay.
Edwin Bliss. Oh, man, what was the name of that book? But anyway, that was that mentality of trying to get 6 important things done before that. I don't feel like that's realistic anymore.
No, I feel like, you know, if you kind of set your plan, and it doesn't have to be things on your to-do list. I mean, I know people, they get up and they meditate and then they work out and then do another thing. And as long as they've done that, they have set just the whole day in motion because they've got that momentum from, you know, exercising their body, exercising their brain, and away they go.
I think that's great advice. I know Oprah said if she didn't get to her workout before breakfast, it wasn't going to happen.
That's true.
So, but once you get that workout, I've already worked out. You know, the endorphins are released. And it's not just in the morning. It's sometimes when you start on a project and you're excited about it.
Uh-huh.
And, you know, if you just I'm just going to work on this for 10 minutes, when you probably could have got a good 3 hours because you're really into it. You're just getting started. It's new. It's fresh. I think that kind of project where you are cleaning out the garage, or I'm painting my bike right now. You know, I like those things where I work with my hands because I don't get to do it enough. So I'm sanding it, and you know, I was just going to work on it for 10 minutes, and an hour and a half later, I'm still working on it and enjoying it.
Yeah.
But it was the fact that just once I've begun, now I'm halfway done.
Do you want to know why?
I thought I did, but please tell me. I'm dying to know.
We have a cognitive bias called the Zegarnick effect. And the Zegarnick effect says that the brain does not like things to be like an open loop. It wants things to be closed. So if you start painting or you start sanding or you start something, your brain wants that all to be completed. And that is why when we give ourselves 10 minutes to get going on something, most times we'll just keep going because once it's started, we want it completed.
And, you know, one thing I will say is, and this could be just a metaphor for other things, but what the conclusion I came to is I already had all my tools out. So why would I want to put them all away to get them out later? And let's just do it. The momentum has been started. All the tools were out. So instead of I was just going to sand, I took the chain off. I took,
wow.
I mean, I did a lot of things. And yes, I mean, if you have a technical, I just want my bike to look good when I'm done. But I'm glad to know that there's a clinical reason why. And I think that's a good example of left-brainers, right-brainers, where right-brainers are more process-oriented. They just doing it. The end result or the goal or the completion isn't as exciting as it is for left-brainers who want to check off that item off their list, want to complete it, want to put it away. You know, they kind of in a box. You know, okay, now this is done. I'm moving on. And so the two are different styles, but when you talk about momentum, if you could just force yourself to start, you kind of create momentum on its own. So, you know, whatever that project is or whatever you're trying to do, if you just get everything out, you know, you have to do it. Just get everything out. Watch. The momentum started. It's almost like a wave.
When the garage becomes a mess, I often trick my wife into helping me by telling her, can you just go out there and throw away one thing? Just throw away one thing. And it gets her started, and then she never stops.
How's she even able to get in, though, Wayne?
That's the hard part. It requires a ladder and sometimes a crane.
Good to know.
Whoa. But yeah, that was something I wanted to bring up too. When you don't have momentum, how do you get it going? And that was a great example. Sometimes, you've had like a really crappy morning, let's say, and you're down in the dumps. So what do you do to get yourself back up? Maybe it's have a little private dance party, watch some kitten videos, have somebody tell you jokes. No, it gets you, it changes your physical state, which is important to get the momentum started.
And when you're making a decision about what to do, or any decision.
Yeah.
Let's say you made a couple of bad choices early in the day. You've got to not compound that by making another one.
Exactly.
So maybe the morning did get away from you. So the momentum was going in the wrong direction. Just those touch points where it's noon, it's lunchtime. All right, so I've got the afternoon or whatever, the 3 o'clock hour. I know I only have 2 hours before the day ends for me as far as, work.
Yeah.
But some sort of a place where you can reset and try to create new momentum. If it's going in the wrong way, yeah, sometimes it's like turning around a big tanker.
Exactly.
It takes a while, but it can be done.
It can be done. And, and that, like you said, just like a touch point, you can just take a moment, say to yourself, wow, that didn't really work, but I have another chance. And maybe it's just, again, changing your physical state. Take a walk around the block, shake everything off, do some exercises, but change your physical state to prepare yourself to go in the other direction, have more momentum that way.
This is not necessarily momentum related, but sometimes having a partner that can kind of remind you, hey, aren't you supposed to be doing this? Not in a naggy way, but in a more, even if it's not your spouse or a parent, but it's somebody you partner with.
Yeah.
That kind of is the one that keeps you from going too far down in the wrong direction, keeps you, helps you build momentum. All right. My first thing, I'm going to call my coach, whatever you want to call that
accountability
person.
partner.
Yeah, and just say, hey, I'm having a tough day, and they would say, you did this before, you can do it again. Don't make another bad decision. Make a better one for your next one. Let go what's happened in the past, can't change it. Don't worry about tomorrow. Let's just focus on what we can do right now. And that kind of mindset helps you to avoid getting sideways on something that, unfortunately, momentum works both ways.
It does. It does. That's true. So yeah, you want to stay on the good momentum. Good mo. All right. That's our episode for today. Join us next week for the newest episode of the Faster, Easier, Better Show.